I'm honestly tired of these trends where all technical discussions have shifted towards talking about the new version of clothes or creating some ultimate agent to solve all of your problems. A lot of people from non-technical fields started developing their own projects or got into security with the rise of AI. I'm not against that, and I can only support the interest that people got in those fields, even if it was initially inspired by AI. But I draw the line when people start talking about how they solved security by creating a set of prompts to an LLM and call that something influential. And I see the schizophrenic tendency every day on Twitter and YouTube. So let's discuss it. First, let's start with the motive. Why in the hell do you think an audit firm in the right minds would create a tool that will solve security and gain nothing from it? Let's take an analogy with doctors. Do you think a doctor who was learning everything about medicine for almost a decade and got into huge college debt would really be happy to create a super pill that will solve all of the health issues that a person could have without any help from a doctor? I mean, yes, he could be happy if he would be selling these pills, but I really doubt that sacrificing a life's work just because of some higher idea is desired for majority. You should just look at how it's marketed, and especially the naming. Most of the companies name their skills repo like my name? Skills. So what the audit firm is doing is basically at the cost of a few days of work, they publish a text file and open source it, so you can contribute and basically help them market their own brands by making you think that you're doing something for a higher goal of bringing security for everyone. Then what they do is humbly ask that if you want access to a more sophisticated version of this automated security research tool, contact us. And because there is already a connection between clients and brands, since the client used a free version of some open source text file with a brand label all over it, he would be more comfortable using their services. Everyone who cherishes these skills are frauds, and this is they simply don't understand that it solves nothing yet, and deploying a project with only AI audit is insane, or they know that they are lying about skills being effective, and that's even worse, because the security researchers create delusional projects that are relying on asking Claude to find all the bugs in code, and then basically increase the economy of North Korea by an additional 20 million after the deploy. Audit firms that do that sort of marketing are hypocrites, and this just creates a false image in the heads of protocol founders, that they can use AI instead of paying for a normal audit. What else? Are there any positives? What's the most popular take that I hear in support of AI? It helps you audit faster, and it's really a vague concept. So let me deconstruct the typical audit and let's find out which stages it can actually make faster. We can divide an audit into three main activities: understanding the codebase, finding bugs, and writing reports. I believe that first phase is really where AI could shine, because AI is just good at searching context in different files, so it could simply find all the context for the function or contracts and give you an overview of it. It is handy, I won't even debate that AI is useless in this area. So let's get to the main point, finding bugs. That's where the problem starts. Security researchers saying that AI allows them to audit faster. For example, you have a protocol and you need to cover as many bugs as you can. You've run your skills and it found a certain amount of bugs. Now, what you have to do is sort all of the bullshits and false positives that it will most definitely find. Because I will open you a secret. These companies that sell you automatic bug finding programs are still giving on the output a lot of bullshit, and they have a certain number of security researchers sitting and charging all of this. They won't tell you this because it would make an AI tool a bit pathetic if the automatic bug researcher requires a professional security researcher who should understand the context of the codebase anyway and then triage it. And this triaging would actually bring much less money for the security researcher compared to if he did the audit himself, for example. After AI finished its work, the auditor can start looking in the code manually and find the remaining bugs. Which problem does it create? AI can find a simple bug and miss a much more severe bug in the same function or even line of code. And after the security researcher triages it, he can completely skip this functionality, since he already knows that AI found the bug, and everything should be okay. If you would say you can run AI at the end, then it kills the entire purpose of AI audit, since if you are doing it in the end, how exactly does it allow to find bugs faster? You can also say, but an auditor can miss some bugs. AI increases the coverage. Yes, that could be the case, but if you have at least 2 security researchers working on a small codebase for a week, and after a week AI finds a bug that these guys didn't find. So, bad news, you've hired some amateurs. Also, I know that researchers use it sometimes to talk about ideas or potential bugs. That's a pretty valid way to use it until it's not. because it can still be delusional and give you invalid info, or say that the attack is not possible when it's in fact possible, just using another flow for example. So now you dismiss an attack vector without fully checking it yourself. And sometimes you could say that yes, an attack is possible, but in fact it's not. So what's the purpose of this idea sharing, if in the end you have to manually check it yourself anyway? And regarding writing reports, if you're competing in a contest or participating in a bug bounty, your report, even if it's valid, will be marked as AI generated. And it will be banned? Yeah, that's useful. So some audit firms force security researchers into the treasure profession. Researchers earn less money and do a more boring job, checking if something that Clanker generated is shizo or not. I really don't understand how a lot of security researchers make cloud their entire personality. Is it just a marketing thing, or do you guys just not want to do the things that you love in life? Do you really want to tell your grandkids that you worked as a Clanker validator and not looking for treasuries, deep in decentralized financial products worth billions of dollars? Some firms, on the trends of AI hype, started laying off workers who worked for years in the company because of the embrace of new AI plus human model. Guys, you're literally being fired over this. It has absolutely zero net positive for the researchers community and for the protocols. The only people that are profiting from it are founders of audit firms and scammers. Why don't I see hundreds of hate posts towards AI, and instead I see another researcher saying how he audited more than 100k lines of code using AI. I wouldn't even use a project that has 100k lines of code and was audited by some random guy with access to Claude tokens. And then posting this and trying to make it look like you are a genius, like genuinely, what are we doing here? Maybe I'm just stupid and everyone is right, and audit contests and bug bounties really became an exchange platform, where you can exchange your Claude tokens back for dollars with profits on top. But if that's what the industry became, it's really not what I want to be a part of. In my opinion, it's still not true that manual audits are newly replaced, but I'm just confused why so many security researchers are moving towards this model of work. Let me know what you think about it, and what your experience has been in embracing AI into your auditing work. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day!